What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing good. Oh, that looks weird.
So you might be interested in this challenge that I'm doing with a few people. I think I told you a little bit about it. It's a 100 push-ups a day, every day for 2 years straight, no matter what.
Oh, wow.
What are your
2 years.
thoughts? 2 years. You can't skip a day, rain or shine. Sick, you got hit by a car, tragedy hits, it doesn't matter. It's about making a commitment to yourself and developing that mindset and level of discipline.
Dude, that sounds intense. I was trying to think. I'd have to check with my trainer because of the way I cycle. You know what I mean? The things that I'm doing. I was trying to think if my body would be able to,
Maybe you could just do 50 push-ups a day.
like 100 is no problem. I remember I did that 20, was it 20 for 22 days or something like that challenge for the uh, veterans and suicide prevention.
Uh-huh.
And so that one was easy enough to do. And then I think, and then there's some days, man, he has me doing a couple hundred push-ups in a day
Really?
in that
Yeah.
in that session because my workout is 2.5 hours long now. It's crazy.
You do a 2.5 hour long workout?
Yeah, it's crazy right now.
Wow.
It's so intense, and I'm trying to get now. Lizzie's off school, so I'm hoping that Lizzie's off school, I'll be able to get there super early and crank everything out and get my day started. Because right now I'm starting to see some really good development, a lot of more like striations and stuff like that. I don't know if you can see it, kind of hard with the lighting in here, but
Oh yeah, no. Yeah,
you
see
know,
it. So yeah, I
so
mean it's we'll think about it and we'll talk about it a little bit more later, but basically what it is it's all about installing like a level of discipline and commitment, to where it's not about like the physical workout, but obviously it is because like I'm at the point where it's like I've committed 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups every day for 2 years straight. I'm a month in, and I just have all this time, energy, and clarity, and it feels pretty good. I
I
still
love.
work out on top of it, but it's just one thing.
No, I love it. And then you were doing your pull-ups, right? So you're doing your pull-ups and your push-ups.
Yeah, so I start out, I'll do 100 push-ups, and then and then I'll follow it 50 pull-ups in a row every day
So
for two
are you
years.
going to make a like a page for that? That way people can be accountable, or what? How do you do it?
So a few people decided to join me. So Mr. Forney in Texas, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Mr. Cali, Leo Robles is doing it. And we also have just hang on one second. Hang on 1 second here. Hang on. Tiffany? Yeah. What do you need? Over here, Joe. So, anyways, yeah, so Mr. Cali's doing it, and it's basically it's a workout of the mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all mindset. 110% of it, just all mindset. So, but if
I
you got
guess
your
I
own
could.
system.
I was thinking. I guess I could do it if I rep them out real quick in the morning and before I left for the gym.
Well, that's the whole point. What I do every single day is I wake up and I just crank out 100, and just take when you do it, for a long period of time, I just crank out 100 push-ups in like a minute and a half, and then I just start the day.
Trying to get it so it looks weird because I still haven't got my setup right. So my computer's here, but my stupid laptop has the camera down by the keyboard.
Oh
See
yeah.
right here, that's where my camera is instead of being at the top of the screen. And I
Mhm.
was trying to plug in another camera so that way I can have it at the top of the screen and it's not turning on. Everything went wrong. Dude, so you like that 07 photo shoot's pretty badass. Those aren't even the real photos, those are the behind the scenes photos.
Hang on, I can't hear you. Say it again.
That 007 thing, those are just the behind
Oh,
the
the
scenes
double oh
photos.
007 video. When'd you make that?
Oh, it was actually like before. It's not gonna work. I'll have to fix it here. It was before a couple months ago. Before we kind of broke up, so we started seeing each other, and but we had already had that plan. We've done a bunch of photo shoots before, and then so we had this planned out, and then that kind of escalated us like being together again because we started spending a lot more time together. So, and I asked her, there's a one we did 6 years ago where it was Phantom of the Opera, Bonnie and Clyde, and I forget what the other one was. There was like three things we had to do. It was a different photo shoot. And there's this part where I'm like holding her and we're close like that. And I asked her, I said, hey, so way back when I was so close to you, I said, I started getting nervous. I felt my arms start shaking. I so was like, I was, I felt like you wanted me to kiss you and I wanted to kiss you, but I was like, this is acting. Don't do it. You're not supposed to do that. And I asked her, I said, so what did you think? She says, I was hoping you were going to do it. So she says, ever since I met you. I said, but you were kind of dating so many times. She says, I know. And he got so pissed off when he saw the photos. She said, I didn't care. I was like, so yeah.
So the acting life becomes the real life. There you go.
So what is it? Manifestation.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, those lakes you were on were beautiful up there. I had no idea you had that luxury. It's nice.
No, they're phenomenal. There's some really neat, and then there's some smaller lakes so one of my buddies, I met him about 6 months ago, kind of like you. We became like
Mhm.
instant friends. He's a nationally ranked water skier.
Oh wow.
So I didn't even know that they did that, but I guess they shorten the length of the ropes. You have less reaction time. So it
Mhm.
starts longer and then it gets shorter and shorter. And that guy, man, he puts up the big fish tails and stuff like
Love
that.
it.
Pretty cool.
I love that video.
So,
Miss Bullhead City, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Hey, both of you guys too. I guess my question is, did you guys figure out the email marketing? How's that going for you? Did you guys figure out that tech stack?
No.
I'm still figuring out. I've been lagging, but I redid we redid our plan with DeVray. So it wasn't, instead of just pulling the random, like 5,000, she's been doing extra work. And then I asked her, she's been awesome, Anthony, really has. Because I think I'm doing now already my fourth deal with her. So they're happy because I'm sending them business. And then I got Mr. Madera using them.
Nice.
And so I sent her my sphere. So she's going through and scrubbing my sphere and finding all their emails too.
Oh wow. So she's pulling it. That's nice. That's a
I
good
know
idea.
that took such good work.
I mean, the HomeBot's a no-brainer. I mean, you just get the data and plug it in. Did you guys get HomeBot up and running?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I have it, but it's not running yet because I needed the emails.
Okay. So you just so that process isn't too complicated. All it really is just getting, all you're doing there is just getting, data and plugging it in. And then obviously the more advanced version is, going to be, service for life with MailChimp. But I think this upcoming week, because I got to do my next newsletter actually. Yeah, because they're releasing the July one in a couple days. We'll do the July newsletter together and I'll send out a mass text and we'll just pick a time like this at 10 a.m. where we could crank it out.
That'd be great.
Yeah. But I mean, again, HomeBot, you just sign up. It's, $30 a month, and it's a perfect way to stay top of mind, plug in data, and just hit them. For example, my HomeBot account I have 197 the activity feed has 197, movements and potential homeowners thinking of selling. And so I just kind of narrow it down, and out of the group of 197, there's got to be a solid 15 listing leads in there. So it's about, they're all local here in Claremont, right? And then just the money's in the follow-up. So that's what the key is with HomeBot. It pretty much shows you who's, messing around with it, and it's super easy to do. So, okay. Okay, so we got a few more on here. All right. So I always like to, just kind of start out. It's already, let's see, 10 o'clock. All right, let's run it. So does anyone want to share any DLE wins or any wins in general? Doesn't have to be DLE. In the last week or 2 weeks here, does anyone want to share anything, real estate wise? What is a win you've experienced? Well, I'll start with one. I'll throw one out there. I'm a firm believer in you got a door knock and just sold, bare minimum. Like, you got to hit the immediate track of at least 100 homes. I'm a firm believer in hitting it with a just listed, inviting them to an open house and just sold. And I picked up 2 listing appointments from old school door knocking. So that was a win for me.
If you're over here.
Mr. Wescovino, we got your mic on.
That's what I call them. I call them on the block. Okay, I give nicknames, but nicknames in a nice way.
Yeah, can you mute his
So,
mic?
because you guys literally, you're under 30, yeah, you're under 30.
There we go. All right, Mr. Fresno, any wins?
I got a few more calls directly off of the Mr. Fresno, and it was cool. So this one is kind of different, where a person wanted to refer me, but she couldn't remember my number. So she, again, which was really cool, just told them, hey, Google Mr. Fresno and you'll find it. So that was really neat. And then the more and more places I've gone now, people that I don't even know, but they've heard, or just they call me Mr. Fresno. So even at the gym the other day, somebody says, hey, Mr. Fresno's looking for a certain, piece of equipment to do my back. And I was at a different gym, but they knew me there already. And it was funny because then one of the local DJs was working out there, and she said, Mr. Fresno. She's like, what is that? So it was kind of cool because, like I said, it's something that invites conversations, and then you're able to talk about stuff in real estate. So that continues to grow, especially with the swag on the car. Wearing the swag, talking to people. I got another guy called me, and so we're trying to get it set up where he's going to come to Fresno, and he wants to purchase something here. So I'm going to take him on a tour of Fresno, take him a little slower than what initially he wanted to go, because he just wanted to start writing offers. But I don't think he understands what Fresno is. So it was like, I kind of slowed him down a little. I said, I really don't like Fallout. So, and he agreed. He's like, yeah, I better go take a look. So, but yeah, things like that.
So the lifestyle brand is starting conversations for you, and you're getting direct calls online, and you got a guy how to go with the one guy that called you and said he's ready to sell his home. He found you on Google?
Yeah, he found me on Google, but he's still been in the hospital. So his health declined drastically. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. That's the whole bad thing with that.
All right, so
that guy was straight up online.
Love it. Love it. Nice wins there. Mr. Forney, you with us out there in Texas?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, big dog? Why don't you share some wins with us? Any wins you've had recently?
Yeah, man. I on Sunday after service, man, somebody called me, and they found me on Google. And man, we end up going to the listening. I ended up going to the listing. I'm sorry, to their house for the appointment, and they were ready to sign. right then and there. She said, "Man, we saw your views. We saw a few other agents. They had 5 views, 6 views. You have 108 views, and they were ready to go." So
Love
came,
it.
came straight from Google, man.
And then ready to go. Did you have the listing contract with you?
No, I didn't. So I just told them. So we just what I like to do is like we discuss everything. I take notes,
Yeah.
and then as soon as I get home, I have my transaction coordinator just send it right out, and they signed it. But if I had one right then and there, like they were like ready, like, "Hey, where do we sign?
Hey,
Like, let's
dude,
go."
bullseye. And how does that feel? How does that feel?
Man, it's just like, you start to reap the fruits of your labor. I stole somebody else's idea from a group. There's a tea shop I go to, and I asked this lady, "Hey, can I leave a few home seller guys? I buy like 20 teas for the community." And I had said, like, I want to brand it to Mr. Forney tea. She was like, "Sure." And I mean, I'm not expecting to leave from there, but just the awareness.
Top of mind, yeah. Wow,
So
huge win. So you got a
yeah.
slam dunk listing, but yeah, I mean, I like that you pointed out. I mean, that's why the reviews are powerful. People,
Yeah.
they'll see, hey, he's got a lot more credibility, and and then when they search and they find you out there organically, I mean, think about it. They just want to, if they can see reviews and you got some track record of home sold, it's, come list me, and
Yep.
there's no greater feeling than that.
It was probably the easiest listing, I probably have gotten. And this is like complete stranger, questions were minimal. And man, we ended up having a conversation talking about Jesus. I try to separate the two between business and, a religion, but it kind of it led into that, and it's just like, okay, well, you guys really opened up, the whole world to me. So it was a good time, man. It was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, you're attracting and you're approaching real estate from a holistic approach. And I mean that's the key to this, right? Is see the purpose of your designation, it's to make a complete stranger, it hits the fast forward button on the like you trust you, like instantly,
Hmm.
and then what I've learned too, with my designation as Mr. Claremont, I don't know what it is. It could be us as individuals. It doesn't have to necessarily be this, but I mean, another win that I'm thinking of was, a lady found me on Google, called, wanted to buy a mobile home. She ended up buying it with a different realtor. I shared that one, but then she
Yep.
said, my parents are selling a house, and I located the siblings that are the decision makers, and we got in the same thing, conversation about Jesus, whole 9 yards, really
Yep.
spiritual and deep. And I think it had something to do with them not perceiving me like as some salesy realtor, and they just opened
Yep.
up instantly. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Yep.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they kind of perceive me as like a local public figure, and it changes the dynamic of the conversation. So I'm glad you're experiencing that as well. That's powerful.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. I'm
Yeah.
doing my push-ups after this.
Yeah, hey, Mr. So yeah, everyone. So Mr. Forney and I are on a journey, and we're doing 100 push-ups a day, every day, no matter what, for 2 years straight. We feel great. I'm about a month in, and it's awesome. So thank you for sharing that win. That's beautiful.
No problem.
Okay. So anyone else want to share a win? Any wins out there? See, Miss Yakima, I know you just recently wrapped the car. I don't know if you could hear me, but how's that experience treating you so far? If she could still hear us. Who else we got on here?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh.
Yeah, Liz, she's not here right now, but she'll be here in a second. But
Yeah. Good to see you.
yeah, thank you. You too. She was at her yoga class, and all her yoga friends were like, "Oh, Mrs. Yakima," she's getting that maybe a little uncomfortable for her or whatever, but it's getting her out of her shell, and she's getting more used to it. And she notices people driving by her on the road, take a second look and look back, and it's just extra name recognition. So it's been good.
Right. Have you driven the Mr. and Miss Yakima mobile?
I've been with her driving it, and people look.
They do, huh? Yeah. That's awesome. So, I mean, basically, people are it's giving you that top of mind, and it sounds like she's experiencing the identity shift, which is common.
Yes.
It's more. I mean, because if you really think about it, at the end of the day, just like Mr. Forney said, the goal is to be approached by strangers and have conversations with them, and that's the name of the game with real estate, right? So that's awesome. So people are noticing, conversations start. What else you notice?
You know, I was going to mention the appraiser. Google search for appraisers. We're number one on that list, and we've
A
got
moneymaker, huh?
several calls from that because they're looking for an appraisal to be done in their home, and 9 times out of 10 they're looking to sell. That's the reason that they're looking to get appraisal, but they don't understand the difference between an appraisal and a market analysis. But we've gone out on, I think, 3 different appointments based on Google calls from the appraiser search.
Dude, I preach to everyone, like, because it's indirect marketing, right? Think about it. Like, that's the whole premise of DLE. It's like, you know, and if they want an appraiser, just I refer to a local appraiser, and they'll do an appraisal for $400 and give me $100, right? Like a little referral fee, right? But please elaborate more on that and share with the group, because last year, I mean, I think I closed like 7 deals, double-ended 3 from that one keyword.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going where the competition is not there. They're not thinking of that at all.
I know. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, you know? So you're getting calls. Tell us more. Tell us about that story.
Well, let's see, we've had 3 appointments from that, and
Wow.
our Google, it does oscillate because of the Google dance, I think you call it.
Yeah.
So rankings do oscillate a little bit, but lately, the last couple of weeks, we've been top for like everything, like number 1, number 2 for everything. And we get those calls and they're just looking for an appraisal. And I go through a full-blown detailed market analysis that we give them. And we haven't got any of those listed yet, but they're in the process. They're going through it. You know, some of them are estates and whatnot, but they're going to call us when the time is ready for sure.
Exactly. And so, you know, when you do you wear any of your swag on your appointments? Because what I always do is, like, I just went and I always wear just a sport coat over my swag, and I kind of keep it casual, you know? So a powerful technique, like when I go on these consultations or listing appointments, what I've learned, kind of like what Mr. Forty and I were talking about, is there's like, because when they Google the keyword appraiser or appraisal near me or whatever, they see Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate, and they now perceive you as like an appraisal company, right? But then when I go on those listing appointments and I wear like the sport coat, I'm super professional at first. But then I always notice when I take off my sport jacket and I put it on here, they stare immediately at the logo and then in my eyes, and then the sales guard drops even more and they really start to open up. Have you wore swag on an appointment yet?
As much as I should, I was going to ask, is there a good website to go to get like maybe Nike apparel, but that's also, you can.
Yeah, Jeff on the call here, you just text him and he'll get it rolling for you. He'll send you a link and get you everything you need. But like, I'm just a firm believer in like the professional yet casual approach, and it's been highly effective. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, just message Jeff and he'll get that rolling. And yeah, I mean, so so for that keyword, what we've done on the SEO side for everyone is we've done this massive website upgrade, and we're also, doing a lot more local citations in a backlink operation. And our goal for you is to take that keyword appraisal, and I believe you're ranking very high in the state, right? So all of those homeowners, they were local in your GeoFarm, correct? Okay. Because then when we're going to take that keyword and you're also going to start ranking nationwide and internationally, that's what the next phases you're going through. And what you'll find is, it's interesting. Like, there's a lot of homeowners that probably have property that live in different parts of the country and the world. And when you start getting those calls, then you become like an international real estate office. Okay. So that those calls will increase. And yeah, Google does a dance. It recalibrates to try to give other businesses a chance, but the one that gets the more clicks and link juice, will always, over time outrank them and stay at the top. So
I
awesome.
will say that just like a reminder is, you got to make sure you answer those calls because, a lot of times you get so used to just answering and you think they're spam because I've gotten calls from New York and stuff like that, people that are planning to move to Fresno. They've been other questions because, and this is how you know the SEO is working, just like the appraisal, but like one was they were looking for assisted living and things like that. So trying to get, eventually that stuff's going to convert, but I've gotten, like I said, people from New York, somebody was from North Carolina, and I'm like, well, how did you find me? And they said, I Googled real estate in Fresno or, top realtor in Fresno area because they're moving here for family and things like that. And that's how they're getting that information. I've also gotten some obscure calls, people wanting to put vending machines in my offices, people wanting to pressure wash, clean windows, all kinds of stuff like that, trying to leverage the company in essence of Mr. Fresno because they view it as a whole entity as opposed to just how we are because of all the things that are structured and however they're Googling it. And I always make sure I ask, how did you find me? I said, it's important for me to know that. So those calls haven't converted to a business, but you also realize that's the SEO working for you, right? So, I mean, that's kind of exciting to know that you're getting these calls.
Yeah.
The other thing is I was asked, I got a call from another DLE member and she said, well, why are you getting calls and I'm not? I said, well, when you do updates, what are you putting there? She said, what do you mean updates? So instead of just uploading your photos, make sure you do an update. So when I do an update, I always put that call to action button, which is to get calls because that's what I'm trying to push, not clicks. So hopefully you guys are familiar with that. There's a difference between an update and just uploading photos. But when you do an update, you have to be careful to not violate the rules of Google and their advertisement. So you can't put like a specific pricing or specific house sometimes on that stuff. So just be careful with how you do it. And I found out I can't put hashtags on there at all. So you have to delete the hashtags, but I can still put Fresno real estate in there and I can still put the keywords. Just don't make sure there's no hashtags.
Yeah, Google's smart enough now, just so you guys are aware. And actually, Instagram, Facebook, all of them, like you can still do the hashtags, but they've integrated AI and they just now scan keywords as like a hashtag. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't actually have to put it now, and it's still, you get the SEO power just by putting the words. But I'm really glad you brought that up, Mr. Fresno, because a lot of people with your Google business profile, right? It's your international real estate office, and that's your brick and mortar. The key is, I mean, think about it. Like so when the acronym EEAT, it's basically in a nutshell, what Google is looking for is who is the local guide in the city of Yakima or Fresno, for example, that is consistently providing, information about the city that's credible and they're an expert. That's all they're looking for. But when you think about it, it's like, the content that the homeowners want to see, besides you having a bunch of reviews, is like, are they truly like an expert in the city? And with the Google business profile, you could do so many updates and video updates. Like, for example, if I'm getting a listing, I post on, they even have a product section, like your Google business profile, it allows you to showcase products. Well, you're a real estate agent, showcase the home you're selling. So you take a listing, right? You could add it as a product and put 15 pictures, and you could also, put like 1,000-word description as a product. You could also have an event, which is your open house. So then you could post, different pictures in a slightly different description and post that as an event for an open house that you're going to have from Saturday from 1 to 4, right? Then you could post an update, which is just no different than posting an update on Facebook. But the key with posting that update, what I encourage you guys to do, it's another hack, is it'll allow you to post 10 pictures and then write a description. Well, why don't you just post an update, and then you got to wait 24 hours for Google to approve it. And when they do, go revisit your Google business profile and look at your update, and you can click on it. It's a clickable link. And so what I then do, just like we tell you, hey, before you click sold and lose the rights to all your photos and they shotgun it to the websites, you upload the metadata and you try to max out 75 photos. The MLS lets you do 75 pictures. You want to leverage all 75 pictures for what? Well, if I was Mr. Yakima and I just went on 3 listing appointments and none of the agents are smart enough to understand that keyword's powerful, I would probably, for one of my listings, go super hard, right? And what I would do is go for short tail and long tail keywords and meta infuse all 75 pictures. So Mr. Yakima gets a listing. He only has 30 pictures of the listing. Great. Upload the same photos 2.5 times. Okay. Photo number 1, right? The team's going to meta inject the longitude, latitude, your business name, address, website, phone number. And then the keyword, it should be appraiser in Yakima, Washington. The next one, Yakima appraisers, Yakima, Washington appraisers, the best appraiser in Yakima, Washington, California, and just hit it hard with 75 keywords and meta inject the hell out of them. And when he clicks submit, that's going to shotgun out to tens of thousands of websites, and then he's going to start dominating internationally. But then guess what? What if, check this one out, guys. What if he did the same thing, but when you click to type in your description, you guys notice the branded virtual tour? You guys notice that in the MLS? What if, you see those balloons? The party's getting started. AI knows, okay? All right, it knows I'm about to get fired up. What if Mr. Yakima just goes, hey, what if he's at the same listing? Because it lets you do 10 pictures, but it also lets you upload a video, like a little, like the video reviews, like a 29-second clip. What if Mr. Yakima is wearing his swag and he's outside of the home and just goes, hey, everyone, it's Mr. Yakima here. We're, Yakima's best real estate agent, and I am the best appraiser in Yakima, Washington, having an open house of this beautiful listing, Sunday from 1 to 4, okay? Now, he gets that video content, and he posts a Google business profile update and an MLS description. It'll let you do like 1,500 words, and then he added some meta-infused pictures of the home with it. So now let's think about it. Mr. Yakima, he's got his Trojan horses, 75 of them, different short tail, long tail keywords of the word appraiser. And then he does a quick little video and put other pictures of the home. And he does a Google update on the home he listed and that he's having an open house. Now, he hits post, he waits 1 day, Google approves it, and then now he could click on and get a link. Well, imagine placing that link in the branded virtual tour section and hitting submit. It's literally going to take, what does common sense tell you is going to happen there?
The SEO is just going to shoot through the roof.
Internationally. And just keep going all in on a keyword now, so no one else in the world will ever be able to catch up and dominate it worldwide. Think about it like this, guys. Literally, Mr. Yakima could just own one keyword worldwide and average 10 listings a year just from one keyword. But that's how you got to do it. You got to go all in and then focus on the next 10, which is like what? Yakima real estate agents, Yakima, Washington realtors, right? But first, when you get Google to trust you with, Yakima real estate, and then obviously you got to own your name, Mr. Yakima or Miss Yakima or Mr. Miss Yakima. So when they Google it, you can go hard on the lifestyle brand, but then blitz appraisal because no one is. And then go for the next most competitive one, which is realtors in Yakima, right? And then dominate that one next. But first, what I'm trying to tell you is dominate every form of the keyword appraisal worldwide, and then go for the next ones. Make sense?
Yep.
And so what it all comes down to is leveraging the MLS with your Trojan horses with the pictures, and now posting Google updates and using that as your branded virtual tour, right? Now think about it. Even with your short code system, right? You know, you could do, I mean, all sorts of stuff leveraging it, like from your short code system. Like maybe you just take the, you know, the clickable link of your Google business profile, and maybe your keywords Yakima 1 to 88,000, your short code. And let's say someone goes, you know, let's say you do the content preservation, the list, one of these listings coming up, and you launch maybe the best 5 or 10 photos on a Monday, open house Sunday. You tell Bob and Mary, the homeowners, we're going to release the rest of the photos at the open house. But then imagine if they're driving by, and when they text the short code, right, because you have the listing priced right, and they see, you know, Liz and Josh, realtors, and they see, hey, Mr. and Miss Yakima real estate for instant info and pics not found online. They text, it's a combination, the formula is simple. It's Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate provides indirect marketing just like Zillow and Redfin, right? Then it's a 5-digit code, not a 7-digit number for the sales guy to hound you. But when they text that to get more information, what if you sent to Jeff the Google business profile link of Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate? So when they text that, it fires off your Google business profile link, and they click on it, and it's Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate, and the update is the listing. That'll shoot your SEO through the roof. You get organic link clicks. They're going to see you and all your reviews, and then you get the text to your phone, and then you're just, hey, it's Mr. Yakima. The network notified me you're interested in my listing. Did you see it there on our update? We have a virtual tour. You see, I'm teaching you complete vertical integration where it's us versus everybody. You understand? It's us versus the whole world, right? We're truly agent-centric. But when you start looking at it like that, you got to leverage everything to that, right? And those clicks, they add up. And then anytime someone clicks on your Google business profile, the link juice transfers. So I'd just encourage you to look at it that way, because it's a very powerful way to really increase your SEO. So, okay. Oh, there she is. Hey, I'm glad you're here. So tell us a little bit about your identity shift with the Mr. and Miss Yakima Mobile. What are you experiencing? Because I would love some others to gain some courage and go through it. How long have you had it for? About 2 weeks now?
No, yeah, well, no, about a week. We just got it about a week ago, and it's been good. It took, to be honest with you guys, it took a long time to get the wrap where we wanted it to be. It was very flashy, and so we had to go back and forth. So make sure that when you do get your truck wrap or your vehicle wrap, that it's really what you want. So so we got it done from, I would say, from the parking lot of the grocery store, from homeless people coming up to me, Mrs. Yakima, to clients when I'm showing property. Oh my God, I love it, Mr. and Mrs. Yakima. I've had homeless people now come up to me asking for money, Mrs. Yakima. It's been very, very positive. We have seen it. It's only been a week, about 10 days. And we have seen a lot of positive feedback from everyone. So people turn around, people look, and I'll post it this afternoon. Later today, I'll post it on the DLE so you guys can see our wrap and stuff like that. But it's been very positive. I don't know if Josh mentioned, but we did get a call this week too from Appraiser.
Yeah, we were just talking all about that. Yep.
Okay, so we did get a call about that. We got an appointment on a duplex on that. So so yeah, I guess what I missed, I'm sure everybody's talking about the same thing, is as you mix and you work and the way I'm thinking of this is the more you use the brand and you learn how to use your brand, the more it works, you know, and so, I mean, it sounds cliche, but it's still, you know, it's, so it's been positive. It's been very positive and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I'm so glad you shared that, because it does take a lot of courage to, you know, get your SEO to that point and then, you know, put it on the card, because you really are putting yourself out there. But we all know in this post-NAR era, success demands attention. And if you really think about it and use common sense, at the end of the day, all real estate marketing just boils down to you consistently being able to have conversations with strangers, let their sales guard drop, and lead it to a real estate conversation with everything you're doing in your life, right? And so the brand will serve you well, besides like the come list me calls on Google, but it takes about 2 to 3 months to fully get to a point to where it's like your mind shifts everything. And whether you're doing yoga, like, you know, Mr. Yakimo was telling us, going to the grocery store, anything you do, you just start attracting people that are thinking of selling, and they just approach you. And I don't even know how to describe it, but you're starting to see that occur, which is exciting.
Yeah, I think and even the existing people, like your existing clients, the places you go to, like the gym, yoga, whatnot, everybody now, that's my nickname. Oh, Mrs. Yakima. So it's kind of like a joke, but if you really think about it, it's catchy, right? So that's your identity. It really starts to shift, because that's what I'm seeing, even existing clients. Oh my God, I love it. It's so cute. Wow. And they start laughing. But I'm thinking, okay, they remember the name. And I think that's the key, right? To really engrave in them that, okay, so the name is sticking. And other agents like it. They're surprised that the name wasn't taken. That's kind of the feedback from them. But I think people are paying attention. So for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's exciting. And you got to remember too, that's called organic SEO, because you're going to start seeing massive. The truth is too, like, besides DLE, we're hitting it hard from different angles in the SEO world. There's like 210 ranking factors, but you're starting to climb on your keywords also, because think about it. When people Google Mr. and Miss Yakima and they're searching for a real estate agent, they click and scope out your profile. That shoots your SEO through the roof, because Google sees all these local IP addresses, Googling your business name and clicking on your profile. So it's interconnected in that way as well. So that's exciting. So fun. So I'm glad you're experiencing all that. That's awesome. So anyone else want to share some wins? Those are some good ones. Love that. Who else we got on here? I know Mr. Forney, he got just a direct slam dunk listing on Google. And does anyone else done the We Heart, you know, the modern day billboards? Has anyone else experimented with that? Is that something you're going to do?
I just ordered mine. We just ordered ours. So we should be working with those pretty soon. So we just ordered that, and we just rebranded to all of our for sale signs. They're in the process right now. So we're, as we speak, working on that.
Nice. Okay. Excellent. I know Mr. Forney's executed on that. If you want to share with us any experiences on that, Mr. Forney, let us know. And yeah, anyone else want to share some wins? Let's do it.
Were you referring? You said the billboard?
Oh, we call the We Heart Mr. Forney sign.
Yes. Oh, yes. So yeah, I have had a few clients that were just open to like leaving it in there, and I just told them, hey, it can be as temporary as long as you want. I just said, hey, let's ride it out at least through the summer, and they've been extremely open to it. You know, I've kind of wanted, and my next goal is to add some members at the CrossFit gym. If they'll be open to, you know, leaving one. I had randomly purchased this Dallas Mavericks like tennis hat. I really like it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy like like 12 of those, branded Mr. Forney up top, and I'm gonna hand those out to a few others at the gym. But I'm definitely loving this little tennis hat that I bought.
I like that. So you're gonna co-brand Mr. Forney with the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh no. So when I was at the store, I had bought just a random Dallas Mavericks. It was like tennis hat. So when I purchased it, like 2 days later, I'm like, oh, I'll buy a blank, form of 12 of these, like all black, and I'm gonna have somebody local just bring like Mr. Forney up top, just for the summer, and hand those out to the rest of the people I do CrossFit with. So
love it. No, those are yeah, and just remember too, You could stick those billboards anywhere, you past clients, future clients, you have a decent conversation, like, hey, you stick my We Heart Mr. Forney sign out here, every home I sell, you got a social cause, you send some money here, or my standard line is, hey, I'm putting my 3 daughters through the, local school here, and I donate to all their causes, and by you supporting me, you're actually supporting these 3, right? And I show them the background pic on my, so you got to have some sort of like reason, like you're a local influencer, right? You're Mr. Forney. So they perceive you as like mayor, celebrity, public figure. You got to have some sort of social cause. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do have a separate question, man. We have a newer grocery store that's being built called Tom Thumb. Not sure if you guys have it out there. And I've seen some other agents, like brand, they have their branding in like one of the shopping carts.
Right.
So the guy who I did talk to, he said they may be at capacity, but they do have a digital product called geofencing. And I just wanted to see kind of I want to open it up to the rest of the group or even yourself to see if kind of what has been everybody's, success with that.
So when you say, okay, so I know like the shopping cart, like, the dividers on the actual belt, the shopping cart themselves. I've seen the sanitation ones, whatever. You're talking about when they say geofencing, like.
Oh yeah, it's digital. So like the way the guy that was explaining it to me said, like, when people type in a grocery store or anywhere near that, your ad, it collects, he says like something with their cell phone data, it collects it. So once they like leave the grocery store, if they're in the area, any other site that they go on, like your ad will just kind of like follow them. And he said there's only $200 a month.
Google, they're just talking about retargeting, right? I mean,
okay.
I would rather see you execute on, email campaigns, right?
Yeah.
Because what you could do is, Mr., like, for example, HomeBot. Did you get all the data for every homeowner in Forney, Texas?
Yep.
How many contacts did you get?
Well, I had everyone. I think I'm up to like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 contacts now.
Did you upload it to HomeBot?
Yep.
Did you name it Mr. Forney Real Estate?
Yep.
Business name? Okay. So you did that, right? See, even, so those are the homeowners. You already have that data. Literally, the data they could get is just how they do is they get the email addresses of the local, people in the city next to that grocery store. And then they just run Google ads retargeting those email addresses. And they try to make it sound fancy by geo-targeting. No, they're just getting data just like that. And the digital version tech stack that I've taught everyone, which is Service for Life and MailChimp, and then you plug in that data, right? So you can do the digital version of the Forney Bulletin. But for example, there's tons of platforms like MailChimp, for example. When you send out like the Forney Bulletin in a digital way, you could click a button that says retarget on Facebook or retarget on Google Ads. You see what I mean? It makes a little kind of antenna. I just am a firm believer in owning and controlling your channel of, marketing, and not just giving your marketing to someone because you don't know what they're going to do with it. Right? Why don't you focus on meta infusing keywords with that grocery store? Name the grocery store. Right? What's the name of that grocery store you just said?
Oh, Tom Thumb.
Why don't you just literally get, photos that you're launching in the MLS and meta infuse them with that keyword. So when people Google it, Mr. Forney Real Estate's going to be there.
Gotcha. Okay.
You could take literally all the iconic local businesses in your city and just throw that in your meta injections.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to have your Google business profile hover over, and that's a easy hack. But like when it comes to like running Google ads or, pay per click or anything like that, it's kind of like, okay, your Google business profile, you have the option. I teach you vertical integration, meaning you don't hand your marketing dollars to anyone and you own and control A to Z. But with your Google business profile, you could still run pay-per-call
Mhm.
and get in a bidding war with all the local listing agents for that. You could also run ads for the pay-per-click through your Google business.
Okay.
You have those two options, right?
Mhm.
I would rather see you experiment with something like that, that's going to push your beautiful Mr. Forney real estate profile with all those reviews in front of someone, right?
Okay.
And then if you want to start doing retargeting, it's simple. You got the data, right? You got all the Forney homeowner email addresses possible. You got 2,000 or 3,000 of them. You could run, I can show you the tech stack, which we're going to do again this upcoming week. More people have questions. It's Service for Life, MailChimp, and you could run anytime you get a just listed, just sold open house, the same way I'm telling you to post that on updates and showcase it on a listing on your Google business profile. You could retarget them through just the email data.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
If I was you, I wouldn't just give my marketing dollars to some random guy in the company, because that's
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let's see. Hang on one second. But no, great. I'm glad you brought that up. I really am. Yeah, but I'm just a complete vertical integration guy. So that's the way I like to do it. You ever go out, do you door knock, Mr. Forney? Is that something you do?
I've never done it, man. We get a lot of in a few subdivisions, man. There's a lot of like no soliciting signs and all that stuff, and I really don't. I've never done it, to be honest. So
But when it's right, next time you have an open house, invite out the neighbors,
yeah, yeah.
print out some extra flyers. It's pretty effective. I picked up 2 listings, just inviting them to the open house in the neighborhood.
When you do that, do you do you go empty handed, like, or do you have like comps handy available to give to them, or you just more like
The beauty of it is your designation changes the game for everything. So it's as simple as this. Like people ask, well, how do you door knock, and all these questions. It's so simple because let's say I was Anthony Grinchall of EXP, it's like sales guards up, the sales guys, prowling through the neighborhood, chomping at the bit. But when I door knock, I'm handing them the Claremont Bulletin or a notepad or a market update. And it's simple. I knock on their door. I'm like, hey, it's Mr. Claremont with, EXP, having an open house over here with your neighbors on Banana Street. Just wanted to drop off a market update and invite you to the open. Any real estate questions while I was here? And now it's different. They're like, damn, Mr. Claremont took the time to hand deliver an invitation to his open house and drop a market update. And I love handing the notepads because it has a shelf life. They hang on to it. And I put my short code on there, text Claremont 1 to 88,000. It shoots in my website if they want to access listings or get market updates, right?
yeah.
So you just keep it simple, but I'm throwing that out there to you because it's a whole new ball game when you're Mr. Forney wearing your swag and you're dropping off an invitation to one of your open houses and leaving them a market update. So when you just knock on the door, hey, it's Mr. Forney with EXP, just listed your neighbors on Banana Street, wanted to invite you to the open house. Any real estate questions while I'm here?
Yeah.
And just watch. They'll look here and they look you in the eyes. It's a whole ball game.
Cool.
And so you got to do that. If you start doing that, I don't care if it's only 20 homes in the track, you got to hit that street,
Yep.
You do that, get some cardio, go hit the gym, game over. I bet you can pick up 15 to 20 listings if you did that with all your stuff for sure. Doesn't that piss you off? Have you ever had a listing where the neighbor next door puts a sign up and you're like, shit?
Yeah, that's happened a few times.
Oh, yeah, that crushes my soul. That's why I just listed, open house, just sold. And it never happens. And the 2 I got, one was across the street and one was 3 to the right. And if I didn't hit that street,
somebody else would
show up.
Yep.
But I swear, I've been doing it for 15 years. You got to hit the street that your listing's on.
Right.
It's a no-brainer. That crushes my soul when I see someone else. Like, oh my God. I'm telling you, I would try it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
No, good
okay.
stuff, man.
Okay, so I want to just kind of, we got a few here more with us. All right, we got Gail, Mr. Fresnay. 1 second. Sheila. Okay. So I want to share, okay. So we got about 15 more minutes, and what I want to share is this. Okay, EEAT acronym. Just give me a second here. Okay. So as you guys, so what you realize, it's really simple with where you're at. All you're doing is integrating the designation that you're the most comfortable. But to thrive in this, post-NAR era with, Google Maps and generative AI, which Google, I'm sure you've seen that when you're searching the internet, generative AI, you've got, it's the long tail keywords. Here's the acronym that you need to focus on when creating content. It's not that hard. So EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. I'm going to say that again. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Isn't that what the homeowners want?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when you have your Google business profiles, Miss Yakima Real Estate, you also have a local guide account. So Google saying, hey, is Miss Yakima, does she offer experience, expertise in Yakima, Washington? Does she have authority, which DLE transfers immediately to you? We transfer domain authority and relevancy to your landing page connected to your Google business profile. That's why they trust you for the keyword appraisal, right? And trustworthiness. So then the content we have on the super blog, right? 4 of them are Yakima real estate specific. That's non-AI, unique, and non-plagiarized with your keywords, right? So I'm going to further read directly from, generative AI, what it's saying to you, right? So it's a key concept in Google's search quality rater for keywords. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And it's used to evaluate the quality and relevance of your web pages and website. So we have it all covered on your website and your super blog, right? So Google emphasizes what's called EEAT signals, especially for content that could impact a visitor's safety, health, finances, or well-being, such as your money or your life content. Now let's talk about it. What does that mean, right? So what Google is essentially looking for when people type in best real estate agent in Yakima, right? Or if they're geographically located in any of the 100 keywords we focus on, Google is now, remember, Google owns YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what Google is looking for, just like the video reviews, remember how I'm telling you guys with the video reviews, if you could just get a 29-second video clip that is a client saying, hey, keywords, working with Liz and Josh, Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate. They're the best realtors in Yakima, Washington. It was a pleasure working with them. That video content and that 5-star review is like equivalent to 200 points over a written review. Why do I say that? Because Google owns YouTube and they have the tech to now just see, wow, this person said Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate is the best real estate agent in Yakima, Washington with a proven track record. That is EEAT. So if Google starts scanning your profile, when they call it Google crawl, and they see people leaving you that reviews, but let's say Miss Yakima this morning was doing yoga with the girls and said, hey, this is the best yoga studio in Yakima. It's the perfect way to gain clarity, time, energy, and it even gives me a better divine connection with above and makes me feel good. And that's why I love this neighborhood in Yakima, because a lot of the people here do yoga here and they feel great. And we all go get coffee together and it's the best lifestyle. This is why you want to live in Yakima, California, or Yakima, Washington. And if you have any questions about real estate or, you know, the lifestyle here in Yakima, or you want to even learn more about why we have the best yoga studios in Yakima, call Miss Yakima. That is what EEAT is. And now if you take that 1-minute video clip, the team that injects it, and we just go, you know, reinforcing what was said in that review with metadata, right? Best neighborhood in Yakima, top agent in Yakima, Washington, you know, with those key words, right? And you take that video content, guess what you could do with it? You could post it on all social networks. You can even post it on your Google business profile as a video update. You can post it on your blog that's connected to your Google business profile. And more importantly, post it on the Mr. Miss Yakima YouTube channel, because that's a lifestyle brand. And what Google's looking for, who is giving the most EEAT relevant information. So if you could just remember, I don't care if you're at the yoga studio, the store, anything you're doing, it's a lifestyle, catch it on film, and then just at the end of your videos, relate it back to real estate and lifestyle. That's all it is. Make sense? So what Google and the homeowners want are the same thing. EEAT, are you an expert? Are you authoritative? Are you trustworthy? And if you start creating content that reflects it and consistently post, you'll dominate every keyword worldwide. And it's only a matter of time. In DLE, we got every other angle covered. And so as you live your life wearing your Miss Yakima swag and it's on your car and you're assuming that character and role, you are literally what Google wants. You Miss Yakima is a local guide for the city, and you are the definition of EEAT, and you want to show that to homeowners and to Google. That's what all content creation is about, and that's the only thing that matters. Does anyone have any questions on that acronym or why it's important? Okay. So, you know, with that being said, you know, I just encourage you guys, it's really simple. All we're doing is you got to stay top of mind, right? It's a numbers game and consistency, and whoever's having the most local conversations gets all the listings. Let me see here in the chat. Anyone have any questions? Okay. So if you could do that, there's only 2 things I want you to do. There's only 2 things you have to execute on. Consistently collect video reviews and consistently create video content and focus on EEAT. That's it. And if you can consistently do those 2 items, your in real life perception and presence will increase substantially. And so will your online presence, which simply equates to more come list me phone calls. That's it.
I have a question on that. And you probably said it at the beginning, so I apologize for that. Create these minute videos. Are you saying we post on YouTube? Because we're posting all of our property videos that we're doing. We're getting them in views, and I'm posting them on YouTube. I am putting them on there. So for new content videos that we create for businesses or whatnot, do we upload them on Google, you're saying?
Yeah, your Google business profile, you could drop a variety of updates. For example, when you get like, I'll pull it up right now. So when you click on your Google business profile, right? You click on it, right? So you have a lot of options. So you could add photos. That's option 1. Option 2, you could add an offer. Like I'm selling a home or whatever. Option 3, you could add an event, meaning, I don't know, you're having an open house, or maybe you're having a client appreciation, or the event is you just listed house. Number 4, add an update. That one's powerful, right? Because you could, let's talk about your yoga studio. Let's say you went back to the owner of the studio and said, hey, I'm Miss Yakima. I'm more than just real estate. I'm a local influencer. Do you mind if I just, do a quick interview about your business and promote it to my online following? Because if you've got how many email contacts do you have in Yakima for your email campaigns?
5,000.
Great. So Miss Yakima is going to yoga next, what's today? Next Tuesday, Miss Yakima now goes to yoga, right? Let's say you're wearing a cute Miss Yakima yoga outfit, whatever, right? And you go to the owner and say, hey, look, I'm also, as Miss Yakima, a local guide for Google. And I would like to I love your studio, and I just want to promote you to, I have an audience of 5,000 Yakima homeowners. So what you do is you do a quick video and you say, hey, I'm going to also leave you a 5-star video review on your business. Okay. So what you do is you just get your phone, do a video, and do a selfie with the owner of the yoga studio like this, and be like, hey, it's Miss Yakima. I'm here with Sally, who owns the best yoga studio in all of Yakima, Washington. Tell us what you love about Yakima and yoga. And let her say something. And if it's a minute-long clip or whatever, you could post a series of 29-second, leave her a 5-star video review, right? Ask her to put the We Heart Miss Yakima billboard sign out front of the yoga studio. And you just created content for her 5-star video review, have her leave you a 5-star video review, and then take that content, send it to the team, have them meta inject it, and then have them post it on your Google business profile as, I don't know, let's go ahead and choose one. Let's click on it, add an update, right? Add an offer. Maybe you say, hey, I'll promote an offer to your business, right? You're a public figure. You're a local influencer. So it's an opportunity to get a billboard up, create video content that you can post on all platforms, right? And then just relate it back to real estate, right? And that's all you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're at the yoga studio or the donut shop or a restaurant, like these food bloggers, like take a picture of the steak Josh is eating and say, hey, this is the best steak in all of Yakima. Whatever you're doing, just create video content and turn it into a lifestyle brand, and then relate it back to, this is why you want to live here. It's that easy. That's what EEAT is, right? It's just because when people are buying a house, they're not just buying a house, they're buying the lifestyle. Like, what is here, right? Do they have the best yoga? Is there a river? Is there a creek? Is there a lake? Like, what are we doing? Mr. Fresno was doing a video with him on some beautiful lake in Fresno, just him and the guys driving the boat and having some beers. I didn't know that about Fresno. I thought it was like farmland or something. And, if he meta injects that content in post, right? And he can make it like, yeah, we're 30 minutes from, 3 of these massive lakes, and it's great for family and relaxation. It's content. He's just living his life, and he's just catching it on, film and relating it back to real estate. That's it. So I just want to be clear, like, that's what homeowners want to see, right? That's what, Google wants to see. And that content is gold. So if you're just consistently collecting reviews, preferably video reviews, and consistently creating local content, which is just you filming your life, like you're a reality, just imagine Miss Yakima's on a reality TV show. Have Josh film it. That's it. And if you consistently start doing that, you're going to take over in the online presence, and in your in real life presence, you're going to have unbelievable top of mind awareness, and it's just going to equate to a lot of listings. Because Mr. Forney just got a come list me phone call, And just like, me, what they say is, yeah, we saw you're a local guy and you got a lot of reviews and you get the call.
Mhm.
Okay.
We'll do that.
All right, guys. Well, we're at the top of the hour here. If anyone has any last second questions, including you, Miss Yakima, anything at all, shoot right now.
Hey, real quick, I know we have I know between you and I and Miles, we have that Mr. Forney group text. Let's
Yep.
say if I did shoot a quick video, should I upload it in that link you send it, or is it okay to do it in that group text through WhatsApp?
Oh, great. No, WhatsApp. That's a beautiful communication chat. Just get your video.
Yeah.
You have multiple options. You could use the member portal. You could try to email it to SEO at Designated Local Expert, but they
Yeah.
love WhatsApp. You send it in WhatsApp, they'll get it. You'll get it back within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay. So do they? I guess they'll send it back for us to post, or will Miles post it?
They'll post it. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, their job is to just consistently post on your Google business profile, manage your YouTube, right? Because when you post a YouTube video, it's kind of like a blog. It's got to be posted in an SEO optimized way where they have like a cover picture, a caption, they meta inject it, and they do all this fancy stuff to make it work. Like, for example, like I've only posted I'm horrible at this and I'm going to hold myself accountable and start executing. Maybe you hold me accountable, but I know it works because if you Google like real estate agents in Claremont and click YouTube videos, Mr. Claremont, I did a video. It's like #1 because of our metadata infusion technology, and we're all connected through the interlinking and the link juice, right? So just send it to them in WhatsApp and they'll consistently post. And if you feel like you want to just post on one of your platforms yourself, do it. Like you like running your Instagram and Facebook, just get it meta injected first, then post it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, all the content you're sending your VAs, that's what they need. They're like Google. They want picture and video content so they can meta inject it and consistently post a few times a week to keep that ball rolling for you. Great question. But yeah, just send it in a WhatsApp, link and they'll handle it. And that's the most efficient way to do it. Okay. And then other than that, Jeff's, we got our software developer that, we're integrating the meta infusion technology into apps, and it's a pretty lengthy process. We have a whole team on it. And as soon as we're able to roll that out to you guys, we will. So if you feel the need to have an app and meta inject a video quickly because you want to launch it on your own social media, like you got a personal following on Facebook or Instagram, we'll have the technology. We estimate within a month. It's had some kinks, but we're rolling through it, and you'll be able to quickly do it and gain all the SEO benefits. So, if you want to just post at a certain time for your followings, we'll have that technology soon. As soon as we do, we'll do a training on it and get you guys up to speed. In the meantime, create that video content, send it to your VAs via WhatsApp, and just relate it back to real estate and keep it rolling. So, all right, guys, excellent. Any more last second questions? No.
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm 34. So much more. Just warming up.
Happy birthday.
Is that Mr. Tustin here?
Yes, sir.
Before we go, Mr. Tustin, share some wins. We got any DLE wins?
Yes, well, I sent you the listing agreement that I got last week in Tustin. This was one that I did. I got door knocking from the previous listing. So I started door knocking. It's a small community. There's a lot of dogs. There are a lot of signs that said no soliciting, and sometimes there's a lot of dogs and stuff like that. But it's one of those where like screw it. After at least 3 people tell me no, then I'll stop. But until I hear that, I'll just keep going. And one person invited me in, and long story short, I'm right now looking for a junk removal company so they can take all their stuff and get the property ready and probably list it in about a week and a half. I did find a company, Anthony, that is offering 100 yard signs. I mean, yeah, open house signs for about $529. So I'm looking at that. Because that's a good deal. Last time I spent about 800 on like 30 something signs or something like that. So I'm looking at that, and I thought, I have to manifest it. I will have plenty of listings, so I will need 100 open house signs. So that's what I'm working on now.
I love that. Okay. Okay. So is your open house sign, are you talking about the modern day billboard or an actual open house sign?
The natural open house signs, and I will put Mr. Tussing on all of those. I did, I think I mentioned to you that I did get, there was a confusion with my name with the DRE because my initials are Mauricio Roque, MR. So it was like a 6-month battle, but I finally got it. So now I can use Mr. Tussing left and right, wrap the card, do the whole thing, everything that you told me to do.
Excellent. Love that. Solid listing from Door Knock and the Track. Excellent. And you're going to also Door Knock a just listed.
Oh, yeah.
Just sold, right?
Yeah. The one that I had that allowed me to get that one closed on Friday. So my title guy is printing, I think 600 or 700 flyers, so I can start door knocking tomorrow.
Yeah, leverage it. Yeah. So get that rolling. That's excellent. And God, I love it. And yeah, 100 open house signs. That's an opportunity to get 100 billboards up, for a weekend and just take over. That's a beautiful win. And then I loved your last win with the Spanish speaking guy that found you on Google. Any other wins?
As of right now, I've had just a lot of contact, a lot of communication with people on HomeBot. Even people who say, who asked me to remove them because they already sold them. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know. Good luck. If you have any relatives, I just keep the conversation going. But HomeBot is going pretty good.
Yep. In those HomeBot digests, when you get all those flyers tomorrow, you know how it sends you the email and it shows you the most active ones in HomeBot. If it's 10 or 15 of them, go hand them a flyer and invite them to your next open house. Let them know you're listing their neighbors on Banana Street in Tustin, and open up your HomeBot digest today and go knock on all their doors and invite them to the open house. See, if
Awesome.
you work for Mr. Tustin, just rock Mr. Tustin, knock on their door and say, hey, it's Mr. Tustin here with EXP. Just wanted to invite you to, open house I'm going to have coming soon here on Banana Street. You have any questions on real estate or the community while I'm here? Oh, by the way, I'm the guy sending you those market updates via email. Are you guys enjoying those? Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. So the plan is just like you suggested. You told me to door knock the living crap out of the neighborhood. So I will start this week with just sold. I will start next week with coming soon. Then I will start the following week with open house and so on. So I intend to hit it constantly.
But all those home lot when you get the digest that shows the most active homeowners, those are listing leads. Don't get confused. You must take those flyers. And if you go on a Saturday or Sunday or anytime from 4 to 7, they're home, hit them all. Really important you hit those leads. See, the purpose of HomeBuy is to get the response out of the people thinking of selling and go to them in person. So remember, you prospect, you follow up. You hit 200 doors. Remember, it's consistency over intensity. You hit 200 doors, you follow up with 10 listing leads. The next day, you hit 200 doors, you follow up with all listing leads you can. And just do that 4 days a week. You'll have more business you ever know what to do with, period.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. That's awesome. All right, guys. Until next time, we will see you in 2 weeks. Call or text me anytime. I got you. And innovation's powerful. Execution's worship. Create the EEA content. And I'll see you then, okay?
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.